Lesson 2-2. Again, you have two vocabulary words that you need to pause the video and do those two vocabulary words and then come back and finish the video. Alright, today we're going to be talking about adding integers. First, I want to show you an example of adding integers on a number line. For example, if I gave you this problem, find -2 plus -4. We always will start at 0. First, since it's negative, we're going to move 2 units to the left, as they've shown you here. We're at 1, 2, and then we're going to add another 4 units to the left, going 1, 2, 3, 4, so you end up at -6. Alright, what if I gave you this problem? What if I said -2 plus a +4? Well, let me change colors. Again, I could start at 0. I'm going to move to the left because my negative goes to the left. 2 places to the left. 1, 2. And then I want to add a +4, which means I've got to go back 4 places to the right. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So I end up at a +2. Now you can do all these problems that we're going to do on a number line, but it could be very cumbersome trying to draw the number lines. What if I gave you a -180 plus a +63? Do you really want to have to draw that number line? No. So I'm going to give you some simple rules to follow. You can put these rules on your foldable that we made in class, so that you will have those. Lift up the addition flap and put this at the top of the addition flap. Here are your rules for adding integers. Okay? If you have like signs, meaning you have two positives or 2 negatives, all you have to do is add and keep the sign. Okay? Very easy. Add and keep the sign if you have like signs. Okay? If you're adding and you have unlike signs. Alright, it's a little bit different. Not hard, just a little bit different. You're going to subtract the absolute values and take the sign of the number with the largest absolute value. Okay, now write those again at the top of your flap. Now down at the bottom part, under the addition part, here are some examples. I want you to list the examples. Okay, like signs first. If I had a +2 plus a +4, well, you've been doing that problem since preschool, at least kindergarten. 2 plus 4 is 6. You just add and keep the signs. +6. If I had -2 plus a -4, like signs, so I add 2 plus 4 is 6, and I keep the sign. -6. Again, you could do any of these on a number line without any problem, but as we get into bigger numbers, you want to memorize the rules so you don't have to draw the number lines. Alright? Unlike signs, what if I had a +2 plus a -4? Well, what did it say to do with unlike signs? Subtract the absolute value. So what's the absolute value of 2? 2. What's the absolute value of 4? 4. Well, subtract. 4 minus 2 is 2. And then take the sign of the number with the largest absolute value. The largest absolute value is going to be negative 4, so my answer is going to be a negative 2. Okay? Because the absolute value of negative 4 was 4, and the absolute value of 2 was 2. So I took the larger, which was the 4, and made it a negative. All right? What if I had negative 2 plus a positive 4? Again, I'm going to subtract the absolute values. 4 minus 2 is 2. All right? Take the sign of the larger absolute value, which in this case, again, is the 4, but this time it is a positive. So my answer is a positive 2. All right, so double check and make sure you've got these rules written at the top of your foldable. Like signs, add and keep the sign. Unlike signs, subtract the absolute values and take the sign of the number with the largest absolute value. Okay, so let's practice some of those. Here we go. All right, negative 2 plus negative 5. Like signs, so what do? Keep your foldable in front of you till you get these rules memorized. Like signs, you just add and keep the sign. So 2 plus 5 is 7. They both have a negative sign, so my answer is going to be negative 7. Okay? You need to be doing these and then check your work against the video. Negative 5 plus negative 4, adding with like signs. So I add 5 plus 4 is 9. Keep the sign. Since they're both negative, my answer is negative. Add and keep the sign. Negative 9. All right. Negative 3 plus negative 8. Okay, again, adding with like signs. 3 plus 8 is 11. They're both negative, so my answer is negative 11. Okay, negative 5 plus negative 8. Like signs or unlike signs? Unlike signs, so I've got to subtract the absolute values. 8 minus 5 is 3. Take the sign of the larger number, or the number with the largest absolute value. In this case, it's going to be 8, which is positive. So my answer is a positive 3. Okay, you getting the hang of it? All right, here's another one. You try this one. 3 plus negative 6. All right, unlike signs, so I've got to subtract. 6 minus 3 is 3. Take the sign of my larger number with the number with the largest absolute value. In this case, it's going to be negative 3. So negative 3 is my answer. Okay, are we doing all right? Okay, let's do a couple more. Negative 9 plus 10. Pause the video and do this one and then come back and check it. Adding with unlike signs, so I have to subtract. 10 minus 9 is 1. Take the sign of the number with the largest absolute value. In this case, it's going to be 10, which is positive. So my answer is going to be a positive 1. Remember, you can write it like that, or you can write it like this, but this would be the preferred way of doing it, so that your positive sign doesn't get confused for an addition sign. All right, try this one. 8 plus negative 15. Adding with unlike signs, so you're really going to subtract. 15 minus 8 is 7. Take the sign of the number with the largest absolute value, which in this case is going to be negative 15. So my answer is going to be a negative 7. Okay? We doing all right? All right, do this one and then check your work. Negative 6 plus 11. All right, again, I'm adding with unlike signs, so I'm going to subtract. 11 minus 6 is 5. Take the sign of the number with the largest absolute value. In this case, it's 11, and 11 is positive. So my answer is going to be a 5, a positive 5. All right, just keep those rules in front of you if you're forgetting your rules. 4 plus negative 7, adding with unlike signs. So I'm going to do what? Subtract. 7 minus 4 is 3. Take the sign of the number with the largest absolute value. In this case, it's negative 7. So my answer would be -3, choice D. Okay, again, just keep those. Okay, here we go. One final problem. Dave started his hike at 32 feet below sea level. During the hike, he gained an altitude of 29 feet. At what altitude did Dave complete his hike? All right, you pause the video, work this one, and then come back and check it. All right, well, if Dave started at 32 feet below sea level, that's going to be what? A -32, because he's below sea level. He gained an altitude of 29 feet. So if he gained an altitude, is that going to be positive or negative? Right, it's going to be a positive 29. So where did he end up? Well, what's a -32 plus 29? Okay, what do? Add with unlike signs. Let me just, sorry about that. Didn't mean to do that. Let me erase that. There we go. All right, so what do? I got to, I'm adding with unlike signs, so I'm going to subtract 32 minus 29. Excuse me, 2. 12 minus 9 is 3. So but I got to take the sign of my larger number, or the large number with the largest absolute value. It's going to be a -32. So where did he end it? At 32, excuse me, not 32. How about 3 feet below sea level? Because it's a -3. That means he's below sea level. Okay? Just keep those rules in front of you. Keep studying those rules. You are going to have to write out the rules for me, so you might as well go ahead and memorize them. And I will see you in class tomorrow. Have a good day.